back to Miami Television News. I'm Margot Likas, and I'm here with Curtis Warner and Tony Hosfeld of Mars. So, Tony, what is your opinion about the most recent rape incident that happened at McBride Hall with the note that was left in the bathroom?
Well, obviously we don't support that, and I'm sure most guys out there don't either. We were actually asked by Residence Life to go over to McBride Hall and talk with the residents, the male residents of McBride, and see what they were thinking and kind of get a grasp of the whole atmosphere around McBride. I know the cops also talked to McBride, the gentleman of McBride, and kind of gave him some legal aspects of it, and some higher ups in Residence Life also talked to them. So we kind of just went over there and ask them what they're thinking, and see what they would do in a future situation if something like that would ever occur again.
Do you think it would be necessary to talk to the other dorms, since obviously maybe it did happen in McBride, but if it was to happen elsewhere? Oh,
definitely. If it happened elsewhere, definitely we would probably be involved. And I mean, we give presentations to other dorms, so it'll be eventually we'll talk to them. But if a situation like that were to happen again, we would definitely be involved.
Okay. What's your advice to men and women to avoid being put in a dangerous situation?
Right, so that's a lot of what we do with Mars. Our presentations are geared towards bystander intervention. So, what can you do to help get out of those situations? There's also, what happens if something, you have a friend that has fallen victim, coping techniques, what they should go with. But ways that you can kind of help curb rape and sexual assault, we cover it in the presentation, but something we could share with you today. I mean, it might be kind of intimidating to go up to a guy who you think, might be acting a little aggressive, maybe uptown in a bar or something like that. A lot of people don't want to shy away from that. But I mean, there's other ways you can go about it too. If you go up to their friends and say, hey, I think your friend looks like she could be getting herself into some trouble. Maybe you want to go check this out. And I'm just giving you uptown because it's just an example that's pretty transferable to real life.
Yeah.
But also to bar staff. People don't think about that as well. There's security there. Hey, I think this guy's getting a little out of hand. He's not treating this, woman like he should be. And I mean, that's what they're there for. So I mean, there's plenty of other different techniques, but those are, two easy ones, and a lot of people might not think to address the friends or address the staff there too.
That's great. Yeah, definitely. You should definitely always depend on your friends. What does Mars do on and off campus to provide awareness?
Actually, we give presentations to fraternities, dorms, and athletic teams, only to the males. We like to think of it as a men's issue as well as women's issue, but we tend to focus on the men's side of it. Like he was saying, how it can be prevented, some basic facts and definitions, and then also the legal aspects of it. And just we try to put it in real terms for them, and not just say like this is like a big city problem, but it does happen here in Oxford, and it is an issue for all males on campus.
Are you guys like hosting any events like you hosted Walk a Mile in Horseshoes last spring? Are you going to do anything like that this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So we partner a lot with Waves, and Waves is kind of the counterpart to Mars, whereas Mars presents to men on campus. They do the same thing we do, but with women.
Okay.
It's just easier to have those conversations within your own gender.
Yeah.
But recently they did Take Back the Night, which is an awareness thing that we participated in. And also, Walk a Mile is usually highly attended, and that's usually in the second semester. I think there's usually been about 200 people come out to that. It's a fun event to be a part of. We've also hosted some pretty cool speakers in the past. I know we had Sex Signals. What was that? Maybe a year or two ago? Sex Signals.
I think a year ago. Yeah.
So they came in, and it was kind of a half stand-up, improv comedy, but then also kind of hammered home the important message at the end. So we had attendance, I think, about 200 people at that as well. And they came in, got some good laughs out of it, and then at the end of it, kind of drove home the real reason we were all there, and raising awareness and trying to help educate people on techniques on how to avoid these situations.
That's great. So obviously, it sounds like you guys do a lot on campus. If someone was interested in joining your organization, how would they go about that?
They can contact Dr. Ward at the Student Health Center, or log on to the hub and get our contact information off there, and email our president or any other contacts that are listed on the hub to just get involved. It's fairly easy.
Okay, great. And my last question is, if someone has been a victim, what do you recommend that they do, the steps that they take to get help?
Definitely. So we cover that too in the presentations, and also I'd like, if anyone listening in right now, encourage you to reach out to us for, we can provide programming for you. But there's a whole bunch of services in the area here that you can reach out to that'll help you get through those times. So the Butler County Rape Crisis Hotline is a good one that I know people have gotten in contact with before, reaching out and getting help from the police and hospitals. And if you have a friend who falls victim to it, I mean, it's definitely a sensitive issue, and a lot of times they feel very helpless. So you want to make sure that you feel like you're there for them, but you're not making the decisions for them. But at the same time, you want to encourage them to, receive the proper care and attention that they need. So contacting the hospital and the police, I don't want to say immediately, but as soon as possible. And there's also services through the student health services here on campus that people can reach out to for counseling and things of that nature as well.
That's great. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I'm really impressed that you are both in this organization, and I hope you guys have a great day.
All right, thank you.
And back to you, Mercedes.
And now we're going out to Shore Crawford, who has this week's Word on the Street.
Hey guys, it's Shore Crawford, and I'm here with Word on the Street. Now, since it's getting a little closer to Halloween, I'm here to ask you guys if you have any costume ideas for the Halloween activities.
Alright, couple ideas I had were probably getting a couple friends together, do like a rocket power type of thing, get the whole group, Otto, Twister, all those guys.
My housemate and I are going to do Dory and Nemo. So, yeah.
I think a pretty cool costume idea would be Ted from the movie, the big teddy bear? Yeah. It'd be pretty cool.
One of my friends and I are being Minions from Despicable Me. Yeah, she's really tiny and precious. So.
I think I'm going to be Benny the Jet Rodriguez from The Sandlot. A lot of people say I look like him, and if I shave, I think I have a good chance at pulling it off, so we'll see.
All right.
Right now, my friends and I are going as Play-Doh. Each one of us are a different color, so it's like different, like everyone has a different color up top, and then the yellow dress with the Play-Doh sign. It's very cute.
The other night, I plan to be, have you seen the viral video Chuck Testa? I'm going to be Chuck Testa, and my boyfriend's going to be a deer.
Right,
so
awesome.
He's a taxidermist.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, for girls, probably Honey Boo Boo, I guess. I mean, that's something people might think of. I'm still not sure yet, so I mean, we'll see.
Wow, seems like there's going to be some good-looking costumes when it comes to Halloween. Back to you.
On October 5th, Miami hosted Olympic swimmer and three-time gold medalist Nancy Hogshead McCarr in honor of the 40th anniversary of Title IX. Title IX is the portion of Education Amendments of 1972 that stands for gender equality in college athletics. Hogshead McCarr spoke to 4 of Miami's women's teams to tell them how Title IX has affected her life and success. She stated that without this statute, there wouldn't have been a possibility for her to further in her career in college, let alone continue on to the Olympics. During her speech, she also argued that the popular belief that Title IX comes at the expense of boys' athletics, saying when female athletic programs flourish, the boys succeed with them.
This week on Hotspot, our reporter Chloe Tillman found the answers on some philosophical questions when she stopped by a meeting for the MU Thinkers.
The basement of Harrison Hall is usually quiet when classes aren't in session, but the silence was disturbed in classroom 12, where talks of anything and everything consume the hall. The Miami University Thinkers, or MUTs, discuss one topic in each of their meetings. Today's subject was masks and faces, which took the MUTs over an hour to analyze.
Masks can also mean a symbol, being something that is not just a mask, representing beauty or representing spirituality.
Guest lecturer and Miami professor Pascal Mossy spoke to future philosophers in the club. He taught the students on the theory of masks and faces, which he analyzes in his upcoming book.
That the function of the mask is to allow for a movement back and forth between opposite poles. It allows poles to actually respond to each other. For instance, life and death, hiddenness and manifestation.
MUT President Jacob Turnbow started this club for future philosophers at Miami. He worked with Professor Mossy to help explain the concept of masks.
We use our faces as a way to disguise ourselves and as a way to reveal emotion or to show contemplation. We use faces to show disgust, and it's this way of communicating that is both faces and masks have in common.
So I asked the age-old question, if a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it still make a sound?
Let's say you're walking through the woods one day and the tree's there, and you're walking through the woods the next day and the tree's not there, but you weren't there to watch the tree fall, but the tree's fallen. So
It's proof.
It's proof that the tree fell and made a sound.
Thinking in Harrison Hall, I'm Chloe Tillman for Miami Television News.
Thanks for tuning in to Miami Television News. I'm Mercedes Williams.
And I'm Margot Likas. Have a great day. What?